There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
And her story is so tragic. And it's so tragic for all the dogs that were left behind and all the rats and mice and primates and other animals who languish in hidden laboratories. I just felt like Julie inspired me to do this kind of work.
Diana Navon, vegan, and the Better Science Campaign Part 1 of 2. Please continue watching to find out more.
Vegan. Stay healthy. Stay young.
When draining the blood of an innocent being, listen to that voice deep down inside telling you that this is fundamentally wrong. And avoid, let go of the conditioned, knee-jerk excuses that seek to justify such a heinous act of violence.
To stop the war, stop the bombing against our civilians, people. Please keep people living in peace.
O Gaza, be strong, destroy the war, not each other.
Supreme Master Qinghai, vegan.
Greetings, blissful viewers. I'm Chiri. After witnessing a joyous Tahitian dance in French Polynesia, you may be prompted to say to the dancers Maoruru, which means thank you in Tahitian, one of the languages spoken on the islands. French Polynesia's genuine and friendly people appreciate your dedication to preserving our precious planet through your compassionate vegan lifestyle. May your spirits be blessed by the divine. Welcome to our show, Diana Navon, vegan, and the Better Science Campaign, Part 1 of 2. Diana Navon is not only a passionate American artist, but also an animal people rights activist. She became vegetarian overnight about 20 years ago after witnessing numerous chicken people on an island who had successfully escaped a hurricane. At that time, she realized that they were sentient beings who had families and their own methods of communicating with one another. She became vegan after learning the truth about the milk, dairy, and egg industries through People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, a Shining World Compassion Award recipient. She subsequently joined Shining World Courage Compassion Award recipient Direct Action Everywhere, or DXE, a US-based animal people rights activist organization striving for social and political changes for animal folk. Diana now discusses the work she does as an organizer for DXE.
One of the things that I've been involved in is open rescue. And open rescue is where you go into a facility that is abusing animals, such as a chicken farm or a egg-producing factory farm, and document the horrible situation in those places and the terrible animal cruelty, and take out like an animal that's very sick and might die, take them to a veterinarian and have them treated, which of course in a factory farm they would never be treated. And then they can live out their lives in a sanctuary. And the reason why we call it open rescue is we don't hide our faces. We actually document the whole thing. We take video of us doing it without a mask on so that we're proud of what we're doing. We know what we're doing is right. And we share it on social media and expose the cruelty. And I think that's a really important way to bring about animal liberation.
Ms. Navon has always been aware of the cruelty inherent in animal people testing, but it wasn't until she adopted an open rescue dog person, Julie, from a facility that bred beagle people for experimentation purposes and tested on them, that she realized the extent of its damaging effects. She explains the condition of her furry friend when she first met her.
She came with all sorts of probably neurological and emotional problems, besides the fact that she'd spent her whole life in a small cage and couldn't even walk a straight line. She could only walk in circles at first because she'd been kept in a small cage. And it was horrifying. I knew that testing on animals was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. She was in a small cage all of her first year, and she only lived on a wire. She didn't have a blanket or a pillow. She didn't have a bed. She didn't have a toy, anything to comfort her at all. And all she did was run around in circles, clockwise, until she was rescued. And it took her a while to be able to really walk a straight line without running around in circles. And she still runs around in circles when she gets excited or upset. When she's happy, she'll run around in circles. And that's why I think it may be partly neurological. She has tattoos on the inside of her ear and on her thigh. And that reminds me every day of where she came from. She's very hard to train because she's not a normal dog, but she's come a long way in the 6 years that I've had her. And I got her at the age of a year.
Vegan. Live a life of Buddha's teaching.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Vanuatu is one of them. Vanuatu Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. Under the Act, animal people caregivers are to provide adequate food, drink, and shelter, and provide treatment when an animal individual is sick or injured. Animal person neglect and maltreatment are prohibited. Offenders may be fined and/or imprisoned up to 3 months in jail. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace, so be it.
We will pause a moment to stroll through the grass and breathe in some fresh air. We will be right back. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
We pray for Ukraine, or you reign.
Happy viewers! Welcome back to our show, Diana Navon, Vegan, and the Better Science Campaign, Part 1 of 2, on Supreme Master Television. Three years ago, Julie's condition spurred Diana Navon to start the non-profit The Better Science Campaign to help convince the scientific community to transition education and research away from using animal friends as subjects for learning and experimentation. She explains,
Julie is a beautiful beagle. She is a very difficult dog, difficult to train because I think there are some neurological issues. She is afraid of almost everything. I was inspired to start the Better Science campaign because she was so damaged and her story is so tragic. And it's so tragic for all the dogs that were left behind and all the rats and mice and primates and other animals who languish in hidden laboratories. I just felt like Julie inspired me to do this kind of work.
Julie's Law is a bill of rights for non-humans who are studied or experimented on in laboratories. It reads as follows: the right to not be property, the right to not be killed or harmed physically or psychologically for science, the right to not be bred for science, the right to a home or habitat that provides for natural social needs and behaviors, the right to have a guardian or an advocate to protect their rights, the right to have their interests represented in court and protected by law, the right to be tested upon only if they are expected to directly benefit.
And in the Better Science campaign, we put a lot of effort into writing a Julie's Law. DXC has a Julie's Law, but we wanted our own Julie's Law, which actually our very long-term goal is to have Julie's Law made into a real law on the state level and eventually the federal level. And you can find that on our website. And at this point, we're not ready to introduce it into legislation, but that's our ultimate goal.
The Better Science Campaign was established in 2020. How has the organization evolved since then in its mission to end animal people testing?
Well, the first year we spent learning about it. I mean, really getting information and studying and being informed. Crystal Heath was one of the people who really helped us understand what veterinarians go through in vet school and how cruel it is. Something that we didn't know. And we got together a bunch of experts, such as from Physicians for Responsible Medicine, to come and give us a webinar about the alternatives to using animals in science. And that was very, very helpful. You can find that on YouTube. And we decided in the second year what our project would be, which would be to do something different from what other organizations do. We're going to try to make friends with scientists and communicate with them in a mutually respectful way. We want to help them learn about the alternatives and to switch from using animals to using the many modern techniques which are alternatives to using animals, which are actually better and more efficient.
Be veg, go green. Keep home earth clean. survival instinct.
Ms. Navon discusses one of the hurdles the organization faces.
And so far, we have a little bit of trouble. Some people are afraid of us because they think that we're going to protest and we'll do things that other activists have done in the past, which were some of them violent and very counterproductive. And one of the main ethics of Direct Action Everywhere and of the Better Science campaign are commitment to total nonviolence.
We would like to express our gratitude to Ms. Navon and salute the courageous work she has done with DXE. The things she does through the Better Science campaign to make others aware of the physical, emotional, and psychological damage done to our animal persons as a result of scientific experimentation are highly laudable. May more and more people realize the loving nature of animal individuals and protect them by adopting the life-saving vegan lifestyle. For more information about Diana Navon, vegan, and the Better Science campaign, please visit bettersciencecampaign.org.
If you tell your children the disadvantages of drugs and the advantages of the vegetarian food, if you tell them the bad things drinking does, right from the beginning, if you make them understand all these facts, then you will see that your children will become so strong in their lives that they will prefer to die out of hunger, but will not touch the meat, wine and drugs and things like that. Sant Ajaib Singh Ji Maharaj, vegetarian.
War? Don't worry. All able, good men will die. Only widows remain. No more family.
Not much of a country.
Collapsed economy.
Not much to worry. Good, hey?
You don't want that? Okay, stop war. Now, make peace.
Precious viewers, thank you for your company on our program today. Please tune in on Monday, November 27th for Diana Navon, vegan, and the Better Science campaign, part 2 of 2, to learn further about the organization and explore animal people testing alternatives. Up next is MasterChef's Love and Laughter with Working Team, part 5 of 6, on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May your days be brightened with the smiles of angels and celestial beings.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/GPGW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/GPGW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/GPGW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/GPGW.